Ryan Garcia, the social media champion. Let's talk.
Push the weight and now flex. Alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. Nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Y'all like giving this kid attention? Let's give him attention. Difference is, I don't mistake excellence for things that are mediocre. I think this kid is below mediocre. Why? We haven't seen him do anything. Yeah, Luke Campbell. Yeah, what have you done for me lately? That's a nice belt you got on there, Ryan. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm sure on the other side you see Twitter. You talk a lot. You talk a whole lot. And it's all talk. Because when it comes time for you to perform, we're met with hand injuries, mental illness. Injuries, no matter if they're physical or mental, is nothing to be played with. But I have reasonable cause to believe that you're full of crap, Queen Rye. And I'm disrespectful towards you because that's how you behave. You had everything to say about the athletes that are actually doing things. I mean, really think about this. Really think about this. Ryan Garcia fights Luke Campbell, gets knocked down, had a little scare, came back, won. I said, okay, that's good. What's next for him? I'll tell you what's next. My brain hurts. I'm going to Hawaii with my girlfriend. But interesting, nobody, and I mean nobody, from your group, your PR team, if you even have that, these guys don't have PR teams because everybody's on Twitter, talking reckless. They need PR people, public relations, for those of you that don't know what PR is. But let's review. Your brain hurts. You go on a little vacation in Hawaii with your girlfriend or whatever. And you come back, you don't even fight. But every time somebody in 135 has a fight, you have something to say. Your Twitter was lit. I recall you sat down with Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson called Tank on the phone and you got all hype and animated, you hopping around. You ruined your hair. Your eyebrows needed to be done. You know how you do. Did the Tank fight happen, by the way? No, didn't. That's okay. That's okay, King Rye, Queen Rye. That's okay. Then we heard something about you fighting Manny Pacquiao with headgear. Then it was no headgear. Then it was oversized gloves, and it wasn't. Blah, 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 blah. They finally threw a mic in front of Manny Pacquiao's face, and he looks and said, what? I'm supposed to be fighting Ryan Garcia. What? What? Remember that? That didn't happen. Then, I'm just going to jump around a bit. Then there was the JoJo Diaz thing. That didn't happen. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Javier Fortuna. That didn't happen, which made the JoJo Diaz thing not happen. And JoJo Diaz ends up fighting Devin Haney. And, he showed up, but he lost. Ryan, you were supposed to be in the middle of all of this. You're supposed to be in the middle of all of this. Now, I can look at you and I say, yo, this kid's clowning. This kid's clowning. What I don't appreciate is old media throwing a mic in front of your face and talking to you like you actually had a real belt and suffered a real injury. Because right now, at this point, I don't even think your injuries are real. The last thing people with mental illness needs to be is on social media talking shit. Devin Haney fought Jorge Linares, ran into a little trouble in the 10th. A round that he still won. He took the 11th round to get his marbles back. Round 12, it was back to business. You get on your social media, oh, I just slapped you. We'll get in the ring and sleep someone. But here's what I don't like. These people putting this kid on some sort of pedestal, right? And talking to him like he's a major player. I don't see it. I didn't see it when he was active, and I don't see it now, especially after Luke Campbell. By the way, Luke Campbell hit you with something that Devin Haney threw that I saw right here in New York. And he damn near spun his opponent's head off. Look it up. Devin catches you like that, yeah, you're getting slept. There ain't no getting up. But here's the thing. They're throwing mics in front of your face. You talking about Devin Haney. You talking about Tank. You talking about Lomachenko. You know what? I got my own personal things with Vasily Lomachenko, but I personally think he whoops your ass. And by the way, the names I mentioned, Fortuna, Diaz, Haney, Tank, Lomachenko, they all are busy. They're working. Lomachenko lost his belts to Teofimo Lopez. All right, he made a bunch of excuses. Fine. I'm not going to forget that, but fine. But what he did do is says, okay, it is what it is. He got in the ring with Nakatani against everyone's better judgment. They said, no, I don't think that's a good fight for him. And he said, all right, watch this. And he stops Nakatani. Good win for Lomachenko. Then he fights Richard Cormier. Good win for Lomachenko. Whether you think those opponents were subpar, that's entirely up to you, for your interpretation. But he's busy. Devin Haney's looking for smoke and getting ducked. He's busy. Jojo Diaz was busy. He fought Javier Fortuna. These guys are fighting, man. And you are in no position. You have no ladder. You have no collateral, no belts, except that belt you're holding on right here in this picture. It's a funny meme. No words, but it speaks volumes. No words, but it speaks volumes. You're not doing anything, Ryan. But the funniest thing is this right here. Ryan Garcia. It's a shame. Been out of the game for a year, and my name still resonates much larger than all the lightweights combined. Don't worry, whatever route you choose, just know you'd never catch up or beat me. And George Kambosos' response to him, because apparently he was talking to George. He says, you're a good kid, Ryan. I like you, but take your ticket, buddy, and try not to pull a heartstring again. Or injure yourself shadowboxing with your eyes closed. You might run into a wall. So they're roasting each other. Look. So every now and again, someone has a funny line, but this is ridiculous. Don't go back and forth with Ryan Garcia, Spartan, George Kambosos. All he has to do is say, yeah, you ain't fighting a year? Okay. While you was gone, we've been working. Get in line. Don't go back and forth with this clown. Ryan Garcia is a clown at this point. But why is it that no one rips on him? For all this talk, but he hasn't performed, he hasn't done anything. George Kambosos is another one that's been working. Everybody gets to work and fight each other and at least go back and forth with each other. At least they're fighting. Ryan Garcia has been somewhere. Listen, man. His OG, Canelo Alvarez, says you're wasting your youth and your talent. Y'all remember the article. It wasn't that long ago. This kid was somebody who was crying real tears and ran out the gym. What? I hope he did get some help, if he was even telling the truth. But Canelo said that. Don't shoot the messenger. But meanwhile, he gets to get on social media and talk all this crap. And Dan Rafael throws a mic in this kid's face. Like he's larger than life. He hasn't done anything. So everybody gets to work hard. I mean, I'm pissed with Kambosos because of the pump fake with Devin Haney. But at least I can say Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. What has Ryan done? What has Ryan done as opposed to Cambosis? What has he done as opposed to Devin Haney? What has he done as opposed to Jojo Diaz, Javier Fortuna, Tank Davis? Everybody's busy, and this guy's not doing anything, and they're treating him like he has a title. You would think that he has the titles that George Kambosos fought for. You would think that Lomachenko vacated his WBC strap to duck Ryan Garcia. You know, there's a bit of an obsession with this kid from old media. Because I swear to God, Devin Haney is getting ducked all over the place. And they're treating him like he did something wrong. They're moving fights away from this guy. They don't want him in the ring with George Kambosos. But if Lomachenko was in that position, which they're trying to keep putting him in, they'd be trying to force that fight something crazy. Right? Well, it seems like they don't want Devin Haney to be undisputed, or at least try to fight for it. And if he does, they want to send him all the way down to Australia, knowing that they have a COVID problem, or the whole world has a COVID problem, but they bust their things down to half capacity now. There's no way they're going to make the amount of money that they could make right here in the United States. Unless I'm missing something. I'm not perfect. Unless I'm missing something. The place to have it is right there in Las Vegas. But that's between George Kambosos, who's actually done something, and Devin Haney, who's actually done something. He's a WBC champion. He's defended it. And he scared the crap out of Vasily Lomachenko and made him give it up. And Teofimo just hauled ass out of the division altogether. I don't believe it's because he can't make 140 anymore. I firmly believe he didn't want that ass whooping from Devin. But the chronic deblowing of Ryan Garcia is a little strange. It makes me wonder, is there something else going on with this kid? I mean, really think about it. He's getting a whole lot of praise for not doing anything, but then he has this mental collapse and goes into the hospital. But he's still talking on Twitter. What's really going on with Queen Rye? Why are they always talking about his looks and marketability? He hasn't done anything. Oh, I got a bunch of Instagram fans. That don't translate to dollars. But what is this obsession with Ryan Garcia, old media? What is that? What is that really? You know, when you reach a certain point in fame, you know, how those guys move behind closed doors. I mean, the people that make the real decisions, it could be, let's just say, strange beyond our 9 to 5, 40-hour-a-week comprehension. I'll just say that. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just wondering, what is that about? Devin Haney is 10 times the talent and more accomplished than this kid, but they give this kid a lot of praise. And they're always talking about these good looks. What is really going on? Because it's not making any sense. Well, we're in 2022. King Rye, Queen Rye, Ham on Rye. Get in line, Rye. Jojo Diaz is coming off of a loss. She's coming off of a layoff. Do something. Javier Fortuna lost to Jojo Diaz. He's coming off of a loss. You're coming off of a long time away from the ring at your young age. Injuries and all that. Get that warm up. But jump into the mix with these people that are belt holders? I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. But come to think of it, Ryan, Vasily Lomachenko doesn't have a belt right now. So he ain't got no belt. You got a belt. I mean, you don't have no belt. You got that belt, that Twitter belt, Instagram, social media belt. Go on and give the Matrix a call. I already know what's going to happen, but, let's see how good you really are, because we don't know. Bronx on deck.